What's up, everybody? For the FTWitachi here, you know what it is. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, Blizzcon 2019 is currently live as we speak. And just to let you know, this might be our last game update video for BlizzCon. We've released a video already for StarCraft, for Hearthstone, for World of Warcraft, for Diablo. We're now moving on to Overwatch in this one. And of course, when it comes to Heroes of the Storm, I don't think we're going to be having a video update for that game. But stay tuned for a couple more small BlizzCon 2019 videos. For example, top 5 panels. Um, there's also a couple of freebies for those of you that might not even know for beta content and stuff. For those of you that purchased tickets and such. So stay tuned for a couple more BlizzCon videos. But in this one, we're going to be focusing everything Overwatch that occurred these past 2 days. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alrighty, everybody. Overwatch 2 was recently announced at BlizzCon 2019. Story missions, hero missions, push maps, and more. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see what they announced exactly, and then we'll get into more details on the Overwatch 2 website. At the What's Next panel, led by Game Director Jeff Kaplan and Assistant Game Director Aaron Keller, BlizzCon 2019 attendees learned about Overwatch 2's all-new co-op missions, the new map type push, update to the original game, new heroes, and even more story details. New map type of push. So in this new map type, players will clash to take control of a robot that starts in a central location and push it towards the enemy team's base. Push maps are symmetrical, meaning they are exactly the same on both sides. Now, you might see different aesthetics and buildings and whatnot, but the actual path is symmetrical. So from the middle outwards to where you start, it's exactly the same. So you don't have to be like, oh, well, I started on this side, we might have it harder than they. There's none of that. It's an actual same map, but the map will look different on both sides. Push maps are symmetrical, and the team that guides the robot farthest by the end of the time limit wins the game. So either push the robot by standing near it, kind of like a payload, as far as you possibly can towards the enemy spawn point, or starting point, because spawn points do change depending on how far you get that. So push the robot as far as you can. You don't have to legit push it. You just have to stand by it, and the robot does the work. And whoever has it farthest or gets it all the way to the end wins. Jeff and Aaron revealed one new push map, which is called Toronto. The map aims to be faithful to the adaptation of several Overwatch developers' home country, featuring snow, red maple trees, multicultural storefronts, and even a glimpse at the Toronto subway. The map also has a great number of flanking paths. True to Overwatch forum players of this mode are encouraged to coordinate team play to achieve victory. So this is a PvP map, and this is in addition to multiple new push maps. Overwatch 2 will feature multiple new locations for each existing PvP mode as well. Story missions and the events of Overwatch. Since the original game launch, they've learned more about the events leading to the shutdown of Overwatch. Following the infamous Petrus Act that disbanded the heroes, new threats emerged. Null Sector, Talon, and others still lurking in the shadows. In the face of the global unrest, Winston initiated the recall, issuing a plea to all former Overwatch agents to reunite and stand against injustice, which leads us today to Overwatch 2. In Overwatch 2, the heroes finally answer the call. Story and gameplay come together in co-op story missions where players will be able to have an active role in the next chapter of Overwatch Saga. Through a series of intense four-player missions, the selection of heroes in each story mission is specific to the objective, so players will be able to experience a thoughtfully crafted narrative experience. Story missions will also feature pre-game and post-game cinematics to further immerse the players in the rich world of Overwatch. So, story missions are basically PvE events that we will be able, well, not even events, they're PvE missions that we will be able to take part in, and they will be releasing more in the future. Items. The team is also experimenting with items in story missions. These items feature in the BlizzCon demo are reusable throughout the mission and vary in function and rarity, allowing the players approaches for different playstyles. Items in the demo included a healing station, which restores HP to all players in a radius when activated, a corrosive grenade, which deals damage while making enemies take more damage from other sources, and more. They're kind of like crates or chests throughout the mission, and similar to how in Apex you open up the chest and there'll be a couple of items in there, specific heroes, specific characters, specific players will want specific items that will help boost their hero or just overall be more beneficial for them specifically. So that's one way. Hero missions, level up and power up. In addition to story missions, Overwatch 2 will introduce co-op hero missions where players will be able to answer the recall as any of their favorite heroes in hero missions. Players will travel to varied locations in the Overwatch universe and level up their heroes by going head to head with enemies with null sector, talent, and perhaps even more who have yet to be revealed. Objectives of each map vary, offering hours upon hours of replayable content. As players level up their heroes by tackling hero missions, they will unlock talents, powerful customizable modifications to a hero's abilities. One sample talent shown at Blizzcon was Chain Reaction, which enables Tracer's ultimate Pulse Bomb to cause secondary explosions to enemies that are damaged by it, and it can continue to chain react whenever it hits an extra mob. Talents now progress for every hero in the roster, giving players the opportunity to branch out, customize their play experience, and feel overpowered as they tackle missions. So hero missions are another example of PvE experience compared to story missions. And last but not least, we're defining a sequel. Sojourn, a character you might remember from the Storm Rising event, is one of the new heroes that we will be able to play in Overwatch 2. They'll share more details on Sojourn and other Overwatch 2 heroes in the future. Current Overwatch players will battle side by side with Overwatch 2 players in PvP multiplayer. They'll also be able to play Overwatch 2 heroes and maps. Additionally, any unlocks and Overwatch players earn through their accounts are transferred to the sequel, which means players will keep their skins, player icons, sprays, emotes, and more. So pretty much the game is not changing, but you will have to purchase Overwatch 2 in order to get access to the Overwatch 2 content. Um, this will Overwatch will end up turning into Overwatch 2 as a platform or as a program. There will no longer be Overwatch once Overwatch 2 is released. But again, if you don't purchase Overwatch 2, you'll only have access to the current content that we do have, but it will be upgraded. For example, cosmetics, the way characters look, the way the game looks, and such and so forth. But you won't have access to like the PvE experience of the game, basically. And if you do purchase Overwatch 2, you'll have access to all of it, and you will be able to use everything that you gain from Overwatch 1 into Overwatch 2, so that is also a huge plus. Next up, we're going to go ahead and watch the gameplay trailer. We're going to go ahead and watch all of the trailers right now for Overwatch 2 in development, Dawn of a New Overwatch. So this is currently a game that is in development and has no real sense of release date in sight. But without further ado, let's go ahead, check out all the trailers that were released at BlizzCon. I can't wait to watch this. It's basically the intro into the recall of Overwatch and into Overwatch 2. Explores PvE a little bit. But let's go ahead and enjoy. The old picture of the Overwatch gang.
Winston?
What's on your mind, May?
Do we have enough people for this mission?
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. If you're going to show, now would be a good time.
Attention! This is your captain speaking. We are on final approach to Paris.
That's our cue.
You may now power on your electronic devices. Weather is mostly cloudy, with a 100% chance of null sector invasion. Winston, clear as a spot to land. We'll be right behind you.
You better be.
Why is null sector
Winston, the
attacking
boy.
now?
I don't know, May. But the people down there need help. And right now, we are all they've got. Bonjour, officer. We're here to help.
The boy, which is him, May and Tracer.
C'était un singe?
How can Winston
Good
handle all
work, May.
this?
Thanks. Watch your back.
Get the civilians to the ship.
You got it. What was that?
Magic.
Take cover!
No shit. Now there's definitely no shit. Imagine having to fight that big thing.
May, stay with me. Winston!
May.
She needs help. We can't stay here.
Where's the rest of Overwatch? Where are the boys?
Tracer, get everyone out of here. I'll hold the line.
But you said to stick together.
Don't worry. I'll be right behind you.
You'd better be.
There's no way. Impossible, fan. Winston's a bad boy. Oh, the voyage! It's the voyage! He deflected like a pro.
Genji!
Yes! The cavalry's here! Hello, Winston!
Echo!
Echo's there. Oh, really? But there's no McChrystal.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Interlock shields!
How are we going to stop this thing?
May, your backpack!
The cryogenic, man.
Work! Trista, pulse bomb! Here you go!
It is getting hot!
I could watch this all day.
Come on!
Right! Got it!
Wiki Wacky Woes! This is crazy. The picture made it.
Victory is ours, my friends!
Hi, Lena. Brigitte? Oh my gosh, you've grown! Oh, everyone, this is May. Hi, everyone.
Nice to meet you! Good to have you on board.
Thank you.
Monsieur, does this mean Overwatch is back?
Back and it's better than ever, team. Let's go.
yes. Yes, we are.
Ooh, Overwatch 2 fam.
We're being
Let's
overrun. Null sector is everywhere. I'll hold them as long as I can.
What are you doing here?
It's happening again.
Paris was just the beginning. This is a global invasion.
So, how's Overwatch enjoying our city?
It's beautiful, except for all the killer robots.
Look up there! That's the command ship!
Then we know what we have to do.
Oh, yeah!
You're
That
with me.
thing's
We're getting aboard that ship.
I knew you would return one day.
That's the Rio de Janeiro PvE
Master.
mission.
I can't do this.
You've made your choice. Nobody will stop us. Trouble is cropping up all over the world. It's not just Null Sector.
A lot of lives are riding on what we do next.
We'll have to fight. One city at a time.
As you saw, that was soldier part of Overwatch.
I've got you, Papa. Watching your back.
Now that's teamwork.
PvE co-op mission all day, every day. Can't wait.
Time to learn some new tricks.
You can level up your heroes. Be able to take advantage of brand new level 1, level 10, level 20 classes of talent. And of course, you also get to customize your abilities as well through those talents.
Do not worry, I will push it.
New PvP modes to push.
Other direction. I am good at pushing things.
More PvP map, going with the already PvP mode. And of course, a new bus.
Sojourn here.
And last, new heroes. There's Sojourn. She looks cool. This is gonna be good. We've got the story so far.
30 years ago, the Omnics declared
Brings us
war.
from the history to now.
Overwatch was created to rescue humanity from the Omnic crisis. We became the greatest champions of peace and progress mankind has ever seen.
We will go over this a little bit slower later on in the video as well.
Everybody knows Overwatch got shut down. Half of them are just mercenaries now.
The people decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart.
Papa told me, after so many years of service, you gave Overwatch everything, and then they pushed you out.
Real life is not like the stories our father told us. You were a fool for believing it so.
Perhaps I am a fool to think there is still hope for you, brother. Human,
The
machine.
game's too good.
Before me, I see the future.
Overwatch 2,
Humans
where
and
you go.
Omnics standing together.
The second Omnic crisis continues. The conflict between Omnics and humans has now claimed over 15,000 lives.
But look around. Someone has to do something. We have to do something.
Always remember, never accept the world as it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be.
Winston? It's been too long.
What is this? This is broadcasting on the Overwatch emergency frequency.
I got a call. They're getting the band back together. They want me. But really, they need you.
I have been called.
She joins them. But where does the prism go?
Always.
He doesn't train in on the fight.
The enemy is out there and getting stronger.
The world is changing once again, and it's time to pick a side.
We can make a difference again. The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Yes, Winston. I am with you.
So we're going to explore Overwatch 2, reunite, and stand together in a new age of heroes. Overwatch 2 builds on an award-winning foundation of epic competitive play and challenges the world's heroes to team up, power up, and take on overwhelming outbreak of threats around the globe. So, starting off with the first zone, you got team versus team. A new era of epic competition. New map type is push. As we've already went over, in push, a new symmetrical map type that will launch with Overwatch 2. This is new to the PvP game style of gameplay. Teams battle to take control of a robot that begins in a central location and push it towards the enemy base. Either team may take control of the robot at any time. The team that pushes the robot furthest into the enemy side wins the game. Ever evolving multiplayer. A bigger world, take the battle to new iconic international locations, from the colorful streets of Rio de Janeiro to the scenic splendor of Gothenburg. New faces, Overwatch 2 will add new heroes to the roster, shaking up competitive play and creating opportunities for bold new strategies. As you can see here, you've got pictures for Toronto, you've got pictures for the other maps as well, which we will be going over. Ooh, Toronto, snowy as. Oh, snap, crackle, and pop. You've got Gothenburg here as well, looking very, very nice as well. They do a great job with the maps, I'm not going to lie. And then, of course, you've also got Monte Carlo as well. This is probably one of my favorite maps that they've added into the game. I absolutely love this picture the most right here. We also got co-op missions, which we'll go ahead and check out now. Action-packed story missions. Play an active role in the next chapter of Overwatch Saga through a series of intense 4-player missions, fight back against Null Sector, uncover the motives behind Omnic attacks, and confront a rising wave of new threats. So as you can see here, a couple of pictures with for the story missions. Replayable hero missions, another form of PvE. The battle continues with hero missions. An escalating crisis break out around the world. Encounter an ever-changing array of scenarios with a range of diverse and dangerous enemies. Level up your favorite heroes and earn powerful customization options to help beat the odds. And of course, more pictures as well for the replayable hero missions. And of course, new factions arise. It's up to you and your friends to stop Null Sector and elite forces of Talon and other enemies of Overwatch from carrying out their plans. Each enemy faction features a unique mix of units with their own strategies and strengths, challenging you to adapt your approach every time you play. Also coming is the new look. A visual evolution of Overwatch 2 evolves the look and feel of the world with more dynamic environments, larger scale battles, additional in-game storytelling events, and improved atmospheric effects and shadows. Heroes in Overwatch 2 will also have a brand new look with greater details and higher fidelity. Use the slider to see how they're transferring heroes from Overwatch to Overwatch 2. As you can see, this is the original Lucio that we currently see in the game. There is a huge difference from original Overwatch to Overwatch 2. It is not a new engine. It is the exact same engine, just a lot more details going into each character. For example, skin. Some characters like Tracer get more freckles, skin as well, with shadow bases. Also, their hairstyle is a little bit more in-depth. It doesn't look as plastic or Play-Doh feeling, if you will. But here you go with Overwatch 2 Lucio, which you can slowly see coming into play as well. And they're a lot more colorful as well. They did a great job with these characters. I think they did. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? Let's go ahead and see the others. You got Mercy from Overwatch, and this is Mercy from Overwatch 2. Very, very similar, and they've also changed the core and main outfits of each hero as well. You've got Reinhardt here from original Overwatch, and of course, as you can see here, very, very similar tank build with the metal, but there is a difference. As you can see here at Overwatch, it says on his left shoulder 08. Overwatch 2, it says 09. This is actually the 9th original build for Reinhardt. The first 7 came into play when they were crafting Titan as an actual game. Next up, you got Winston from original Overwatch, who looks very, very plain indeed. But of course, his jetpack boost in the back got a huge upgrade. And of course, Winston himself looking a lot better as well. You also got Tracer, as I stated. She looks very plasticky with the hairstyle, very, very plain in Overwatch. And now in Overwatch 2, everything gets an upgrade and she looks a lot better. Genji, in my hand, I think got the coolest upgrade, especially with the outfit. There is Genji. You can't really see too much with Genji because, I mean, he's covered in a full metal suit, and he's pretty much half robot. However, in Overwatch 2, you can see a new set of clothes. He's got a sweater with a hood or hoodie, and of course he's got pants as well, which makes him look a lot cooler than the plain robot form. And of course, Mei, to be honest, Mei looks less thick in Overwatch 2. If you can see here when I go over with the slider, less thick Mei. There we go. But her hairstyle looks a lot better, a lot more smoother than it does in Overwatch. And that's just the basics of the visual evolution from Overwatch to Overwatch 2. Next up, this is basically 0-hour cinematic, which we've already seen, and this is kind of like the point on where we're currently at. There's the Omnic Crisis, which we will be able to go over right here. The Omnic Corporation revolutionized robotic manufacturing with the creation of omniums, but the factory's self-improving algorithms were fought with malfunctions and were eventually shut down after a period of dormancy. The Omniums reactivated, producing an army of highly adaptable Omnics that attacked humanity, beginning the Omnic Crisis. In response, many countries developed advanced defense initiatives, such as the United States Enhanced Soldier Program and Germany's Crusaders, and that's the Omnic Crisis that occurred in London. There was an animated short honoring Glory. Reinhardt reflects on the decisive battle during the Omnic Crisis and led him to joining Overwatch, and that's what occurred during the Omnic Crisis era. Next up, Overwatch is established. Overwatch established. As the conflict escalated, the United Nations recruited heroes from around the world to form Overwatch. Through a series of dangerous raids, Overwatch managed to shut down the Omniums and win the war. For the next decades, Overwatch's influences grew. In addition to military peacekeeping efforts, Overwatch pioneered scientific initiatives to eradicate epidemics, reverse ecological damage, and develop new breakthroughs in medicine. For many years, the organization was a symbol of hope for the world. And also occurring at this time is the animated short for The Last Bastion. A forgotten battle automation unexpectedly reactivates after lying dormant in the wilderness since the Omnic Crisis. Next up, the fall of Overwatch is what occurs next on the timeline, with a lot more. The Comic of Retribution, following a large-scale attack on Overwatch's facilities by Talon and Norway Blackwatch agents, are tasked with apprehending the plot's mastermind. Uprising also occurs at this time when King's Row is seized by the Omnic extremist group Null Sector. Strike Commander Norison must decide whether Overwatch should intercede against the British government's wishes. Also occurring here is Comic Legacy. Legendary sniper Ana Amari seeks to protect her Overwatch team during a mission gone wrong. Old Soldiers, while chasing leads to Egypt, Soldier 76 is caught with a trap until a mysterious figure lends a hand, just like old times. You have Storm Rising on a trail of Doomfist Tracer, and the Overwatch Strike Team pursue Talon's slippery accountant, Maximilian, to Havana. And last, Doomfist's origin story. Doomfist escapes prison and plot to seize control of Talon, setting events in motion to plunge the world into chaos yet again. The Recall, and this is what also activates Overwatch 2. Recall, Winston, a brilliant scientist and genetically engineered gorilla, wrestles with whether to recall the agents of Overwatch and Overwatch 2 0 Hour. Winston, Tracer, and Mei confront overwhelming odds when Null Sector attacks Paris, and that's currently where we are in the timeline. Your mission continues. Keep your collections. Your accomplishments and loot collections will be carried forward to Overwatch 2. That means you'll keep your skins, player icons, sprays, emotes, and more. New maps and heroes. Current Overwatch players will battle side by side with Overwatch 2 players in PvP multiplayer. They'll also be able to play Overwatch 2 heroes and maps as well in PvE format. So for those of you that tuned in, thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope it filled you in a little bit more details on what occurred for Overwatch and what to expect for Overwatch 2, with more details to come in the future. Catch you guys next time. Peace out. Have a wonderful day.